In our previous examples, we already encountered on a couple occasions the toDate function. In this lesson, we're gonna explain it a little bit more in detail. The toDate function accepts 1, 2, or 3 parameters. We're gonna cover where we're gonna input only one parameter or 2 parameters. The third parameter is again the NLS parameter, and it accepts the same inputs as we already covered in the previous lessons. So, in our first example, I'm using the toDate function and I'm passing in 2 parameters. The first one is the text for the date, which we want to convert to date data type format, and the second parameter is again a formatting mask. The formatting mask is completely the same as the one that we used when converting a date to a character. So you can refer to the table from the previous lesson, but it is also included in the resources file in this one. So, to recap, my first parameter, I'm adding the day of the month, year, and the time. And in the same manner is my formatting mask. Number of day in month, short name of the month, 4-digit year, 24-hour format for the hours, minutes, and the seconds. And when I execute this, we get the date returned as output, and we can check it that it really has correct date, and we can see the correct time. Very nice. If we input only one parameter, we have to use a standard date format that our current database has set up. In my case, that will be the following. It would have just the day, short name of the month, and the last 2 digits of the year. So, as we can see, this works also just fine. If we want to add a fractional part of a second to our date, we have to use the timestamp. And to convert a string to a timestamp, we use the toTimestamp function. And again, it accepts completely the same parameters as the toDate function with the addition of fractional seconds. If we check it over here, we can see that after the seconds, I added fractional parts of the second. And in my formatting mask, this is noted as FF. So when I execute this, if I check the result, we can see that we have the fractional seconds. And we can also see that in this window. Very nice. We can also convert to a timestamp with time zone. And the function for that is the toTimestamp underscore TZ. There is no additional parameter that would set the time zone, but it is set up to your current session setting. So when I execute this, we can see that my time zone is currently set as Europe/London. And if I check that record more in detail, we can see that the time zone is really set up as British Standard Time. Very nice. Important thing to remember that there is no direct function to convert to timestamp with local time zone. But for that, we are using casting or the cast function. And the syntax is as following. We use the cast function. We input the parameters as we would do for any other timestamp, and we cast it as timestamp with local time zone. So when we execute this, if I check the output more in detail, we can see that this record has set up as Central European Standard Time. Very nice. Again, check the resources where those examples are present. Try to mix up the values for the formatting mask accordingly to the table provided. See you in the next.